All right. So we're going to talk the college basketball for Saturday. So this is the last Saturday of the regular season. It's the 7th of March. So get in on all these free plays. Of course, these won't be our premium plays, most likely. So you can get those premium plays tomorrow. Robert already said he's going to have a 7-unit tomorrow. And part of he doesn't just have one play, though. When you buy a day pass from Robert, or even me for tomorrow, you're going to get multiple plays. I'll have 3. Robert, you'll probably have more like 10, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're getting multiple plays, not just a 7-unit play. So, and those come with analysis and they come with the rating. So, and the rating means how strongly do we feel, and basically how you should bet the game. So that's the extra bonus and why you get in with us. All right, let's talk though. We'll go back and forth here. SMU at Florida State. When we're projecting these lines, sometimes these lines are going to move a little bit. SMU -1.5 here. Kind of a must win for SMU. They're definitely on the cut line, let's just say.
Very disappointing effort from SMU against Miami earlier in the week. That was a game that I felt that was set up very well for SMU. That was a 7-unit play of mine. I thought that they were going to win. I think Miami's a little overrated. Miami just shot out of their minds. So, yeah, and Florida State, not a pushover, okay? Like, Florida State has very quietly improved. They have won 8 of their last 10 games, close losses to Virginia and Miami, Florida. I don't know. I didn't like what I saw out of SMU. This might be a chance for Florida State to steal one, build that momentum into the ACC, and then start yelling about, hey, you're talking about giving away at-large bids. Why not us?
Yeah, I did not see this coming from Florida State, to be honest. I thought they'd be lucky to be 500 this year. So, nice season. Next game, we're looking at my Bearcats at TCU. I see the line anywhere from 2.5 to 3. Both these teams have won 7 of their own games. TCU with some nice wins here lately. I think they're definitely in. They were 2 weeks ago. They were, I thought, outside looking in. I think they're solid in, not even in the play-in game. I don't even think it matters if they lose. But I do think they beat my Bearcats. Bearcats are playing better. I know they've won at Kansas a couple weeks ago. I just think after they killed BYU last time out in senior night here in Cincinnati, I think it's kind of a little letdown. TCU, I think, handles them pretty easily here. I actually think this TCU team can do some damage against some of the better teams. We've already seen them beat good teams in the Big 12 tournament. So I'm excited to see that. Next game, Stanford at NC State. NC State's going to be probably 8, maybe even higher, right? This is a 2:00 game. What do you like?
Yeah, I had this one at 8. And what are we going to get out of NC State? What are we going to get out of NC State over the next couple of weeks, right? Like, this is another team that's a massive disappointment. They got absolutely trucked by Duke. They lost by 29 points at home in their big spot against Duke. So mentally, how does this team rebound and respond? What are they going to bring? They've lost 5 of their last 6 games. What are they going to bring to the ACC tournament? This has been a really disappointing team. If they don't rally and blow Stanford out, then I think we know everything we need to know about NC State, and they're just a sell. Stanford, they kind of play people tough. So I wouldn't be surprised to see them hang around against an NC State team that we just don't know where their head's at right now. All right, he is frozen, so I'm going to go ahead, and the next game on our list, we got Sam Houston at Liberty, the game that you didn't know that you wanted us to talk about. These are actually the top 2 teams in Conference USA. 2 excellent coaches, too. Richie McKay at Liberty just quietly goes about his business and does his job. Liberty has lost 3 out of their last 4 games. Contrast in style, his team is more offensive and execution-oriented. Playing against a Sam Houston State team led by Chris Mudge that is a lot more defensive-oriented. That being said, I like Liberty at home. They've lost 3 out of 4, but I don't think that that's going to continue. I think we're going to get a short number around 2.5, 3, and I like Liberty to win and maybe set up a revenge game in the Conference USA tournament.
Next game, Indiana and Ohio State. I thought both these teams might not get in just a couple weeks ago. Ohio State's looked good. That win against Purdue. Then they go on the road and just murder Purdue, Penn State. Penn State's bad. Indiana, nice win last time out. Ohio State's going to be about 5. What do you like?
Yeah, I won with Indiana earlier this week, a play that should have been rated higher. I kind of knew that they were going to snap out of that 4-game funk against Minnesota. They did with authority with a 30-point win, but they're not the same team on the road. And Ohio State has been fantastic at home this year. The only 2 teams that have beaten them are Illinois and Michigan. It's the only 2 teams that have gone into Columbus and won. They're playing some of their best basketball. You mentioned the Penn State win. I was wrong on that. They were laying double digits on the road there. I thought Penn State was going to be in a good spot there to catch Ohio State off the Purdue win, but before Indiana. No, Ohio State just took care of business. I think that they're going to stay hot and beat an Indiana team that I just don't trust away from home. Good for Bruce Thornton. I'm happy for that guy. Had kind of a star-crossed career at Ohio State. I hope he makes the tournament. He's a good player.
Yeah, I think both of these teams will make the tournament. Now, I think Ohio State can make a little deeper run. And I hate Ohio State. People that know, I hate. It's my favorite team to bet and root against every game. But I take those glasses off when it comes to handicapping. I think it's a team. It's a little dangerous to win a game, maybe even two in the NCAA tournament. I think they're just, like you said, they've stuck right with teams. Now on the road, that's been their bugaboo, but that's pretty much every team that's in their kind of situation, middle of these rungs of these power conferences. Next game we're looking at Furman at Samford. Furman's favored. We think about one in the SoCal tournament, Southern Conference tournament. I think Furman gets it done here. I've won and lost with both these teams a lot this year. So, and I'm going to be honest, probably lost more. I probably played them both 4 times. I probably went 1-3. It feels like it. Maybe not. Maybe I'm 2-2 with one of them. But it seems like no matter which I pick, no matter if it's fate, you know what I mean? Like you just catch them in the wrong situation. But I do think Furman wins this game. I think it's going to be a good game to watch. If you like good game, and this says it, the line is right where you expect it in this game. Next game, UC Davis and UC Irvine. Raphael kind of stole your thunder here a little bit. Irvine is going to be the favorite here. Can they stay hot?
I do think that they can stay hot, but I'm gonna trail Raphael on this one and say UC Davis at +5.5 or above. All the pressure's on UC Irvine. They got to win this game to stay competitive with Hawaii, to stay tied with Hawaii for the conference title. Hawaii will get the number 1 outright seed, but UC Irvine can put a little pressure on them by winning this game. We'll see if they can get it done. But again, I think you're going to have to lay a few too many points.
Yeah, next game, we talked about a little this earlier. New Mexico at Utah State. I could see this line anywhere from 6.5 to 10. I really do. I think you could see, because Utah State at home is a different team. I mean, now granted, they haven't been good against the spread, but it's usually because you usually have to lay a tax on Utah State at home. And that tax has not been good for bettors. I think they're under 500, if I remember right. Yeah, 5-8 against the spread at home this year. So I think you take New Mexico. I think it's sometimes a distraction senior night. You know what I mean? And they potentially could have the pressure that they need to win this game to win the league. And we talked about it a little bit, if you didn't watch Docs Daily, that this is a potential team that, as much as they've kind of been in the tournament the whole time, if we get a bunch of bid stealers and they don't win the tournament this year, they might find themselves either in the playing game or not in at all. So I think this is a pretty important game. Maybe that pressure gets to them. Take New Mexico plus. I think it's going to be a 7+ in this one. UCLA at USC. Of course, USC kind of a dumpster fire. The Mazzaro kid walked off and quit on his team, and now we see UCLA and Mick Cronin favored by 6 against their rival here. What do you like?
This one, it will definitely be on my card. I will definitely be laying the points with UCLA. USC didn't even show up at Washington, was non-competitive in that game. They've lost 3 straight games by 15 points or more. UCLA blew them out just a few weeks ago at home by 19 points. Baker Mazzara did everything for that team. He really was the offense. Of course, they lost Rodney Rice earlier in the year, so their 2 best offensive players are no longer on the team. USC is going nowhere fast. I think they know they've played their way out of the NCAA tournament, which is wild to think, because a few weeks ago, it's talking about, are they going to be like a 6 seed, a 7 seed, an 8 seed? Where's USC going to be? Now they're probably not even going to be in the tournament. I think UCLA puts the final nail in their coffin and builds a little bit of momentum for that team heading into the Big Ten tournament. UCLA has been a little bit of an underachiever, but they can really put a stamp on this season with a blowout over their rival.
I did not like this UCLA team midseason. I thought they were – now, at that point, they had played a lot of the best teams on the road where they just, to be honest, just did not play well. Then they got that, when you do that, now you get a bunch of home teams, so it's like they got that benefit. I think they've only lost 1 game at home, right, all year. So, I mean, they have been amazing at home, on the road about 500. But Mick Cronin, his teams use, as much as I hate Mick Cronin, he's a Cincinnati kid, coached here. I worked with him at summer camps back when I was, 21, 22 years old. He's kind of a prick. As you see in the press conference, he is exactly that person in real life. But But I will say his teams usually do improve, and that defense usually pays off this time of year. So I do like that play. Might be on my card as well, so you might get a double unit play from both of us there. All right, so that's what we like for today. Don't forget, if you want to get on our top plays, use that free $60 account if you're new, and you can get in on a day pass for just $30. You'll get bunches of plays from either Robert or myself, or you get us both, $30 each. Or if you're an existing customer, of course, just go to the grid, find out who is the big play, and purchase us. It's that simple. $30 gets you a day pass. $99 gets you a week pass for a sport. All right, guys, have a great day. Don't forget, if you followed us here on Docs Daily and you haven't hit that like or subscribe button, make sure you do so. And we'll see you again next time.